Good day everyone, welcome to today's video, and today it is a bit of a sad day. I finally spaded the M4A3 E2 76. Now obviously this is coming after the penetration buffs that this tank has received to its APC-BC shell. And well, the reason why I'm a bit sad is because I had a lot of fun playing this tank. I really did. This tank, it was a nice break from the kind of things that I had to put up with driving Italians. Coming back to this tank has just given me such a great big sigh of relief. And I'm just so sad to finally spade it. Obviously, I'll bring it out once I need to get the camouflage done for it. But otherwise, she's going to be gathering a bit of dust. So I'm not going to go over the armor too much because nothing changed from the 75 jumbo. Obviously, your frontal plate is 101 millimeters of thickness. Your transmission is reasonably thick at about 139 here and 114 here. You'll be surprised at how many people bounce off this section here. They rush their shots, think they can just pen a jumbo anywhere, and they'll bounce here and just ricochet off. Your mantlet has not changed, your gun ring area has not changed, the side of the turret has not changed, and your weak spot of the lower track armor has not changed. What has changed though is your gun. You have a 76mm, and now that it's been buffed, it's even better. And when I say better, your APC-BC pen's nearly 150 millimeters of pen. That's quite a big increase from 127, isn't it, people? That's because it is, and it is really good. It is so useful. Obviously, your M79, which I used to nickname the anti-Tiger rounds, has sadly been nerfed. I do recommend carrying at least 5 to 10 of these, because I'm going to explain why in a moment. For your APCR, I recommend 15 to 20 shells, due to up tiers with Tiger 2s, Ferdinands, and other things. And for smoke, I recommend 5 to 10 shells. Now, why am I recommending such a lot of ammunition? Well, same as with the 75 Jumbo, you have a wet ammo rack. So, unless a player is specifically going to go out their way to ammo rack you, your ammo racks are pretty safe. If you take penetration, most of the time, it's going to kill your crew. No, destroy your ammo racks. There is a small ready rack right here of 6 shells. That doesn't apply to anything. Don't worry about that. But you've got a 30 cal in the coax. You've got technically a 30 cal in the hull, but obviously hull mount machine guns still don't work after nearly 5 years. And of course, you get a 50 cal, because why not? So we're going to jump into a battle which is quite old. It was before the penetration buffs, and I actually have a bit of a technical issue during this battle because I glitch out, my tank just lags around, and I nearly get killed, but the turret armor took it at least. So we're going to need to go all the way back. To a domination match on Poland, which I had right at the start of, in fact, I think it was just at the start, or near towards the end of January, I believe I had this battle. I apologize there, I had to take a drink. My throat is feeling a bit dry. So this battle didn't take very long. I was having some internet issues and also some PC issues. This was before I had to turn down my settings to medium. But this is a down tier battle, and you don't get many of these people, so make it count. You can tell how long ago this one was because I don't even have any smoke shells on board. Obviously, if we take a look at the shells now, they're the proper penetration buffs. Well, they're actual penetration buffs that they've had. However, at the time of this battle, these were not a thing. So I carried typically 25 APC-BC, 15 anti-tank rounds, and 15 APCR. And if we take a look at my wet ammo rack, I'll just pause it right here so you can have a better look. You can see here the wet ammo rack is practically full, but this isn't. This is a good thing because if you take a slightly lower penetration shot, you'll be fine. Unless that rack is full, and then you will explode. Now this is quite a quick battle because obviously it is a down tier. We have Comets, Challengers, 76 Jumbos, we have the lot. Now I don't remember this battle all that well, but the bits I do remember is quite useful. Now this Sherman player is going to annoy me a little bit because I'm trying to get a shot and he's just blocking me. I find my shot loaded, doesn't hit the T-34, and he does it again. He keeps blocking me, people. This guy just doesn't want to let me get a kill. Now I hit the cannon barrel on the T-30-45. And I was even thinking about shoving this guy into enemy fire. Because he was just getting on my nerves. So the technical issue is not going to occur yet, but it will occur shortly. So the road is now clear. The T-30-45 is backed off to repair his barrel. And the technical issue is coming up. I have a huge lag spike in a moment. And it nearly gets me killed. I obviously check the road, because you always check the road before you cross it. Look both ways before crossing the road, people, that is common sense. And here comes the technical issue. As I'm driving up, and I'm about to turn around this corner, the game lags out significantly, as you can tell by the replay. But the IS-1 screws it up. And well, even without the penetration buffs, the APC-BC is perfectly adequate for cutting through an IS-1. Well, the turret, that is. Now it's just a bit overkill. Now I was a bit confused at this point. I then take a smack from behind, which actually takes out my gun. I believe, at least. And I don't have a clue what was happening in this battle. I'm just very confused, as you would imagine, because I've just had a huge technical issue. Obviously, I'm on a repair at this point. And this IS-1 just doesn't understand what to do. This Comet, appropriately named, decides to drive out in front of an IS-1. But the IS-1 doesn't see him. I've got no words, people. I honestly don't, but even so, I take another hit, which I believe takes out my my gun, sorry. From artillery this time. It's like everything wanted to kill me. But the Jumbo's armor is still good. Just don't rely on it in up tiers, people. You will get shredded by Tiger 2s. I recommend playing the 76 Jumbo as a medium tank in high tier games. Well, obviously full up tiers, which you will get a lot of. The Churchill, for some reason, thinks shooting me with his machine gun is going to make me move. Not yet, mate. I don't even have a gun, so... Now, obviously, when you're in higher tier games, your hull armor will not save you. Your gun mantlet may not save you at all. So, be prepared to get penned through your mantlet quite a bit. RU-251s will lay waste to your mantlet like it's nothing, because he there first. Tiger 2s can punch through your mantlet, no problem at all. Panthers can have trouble at longer ranges, but they can still do it. They can easily go through your hull as well. This is just all things to bear in mind, so that's why I recommend playing it like a medium tank. Smack this Panther right in the back of the turret there. And I go for a shot here, but obviously the turret crew's already dead. I just wanted to make sure. And now the Panther driver decides to try and run away. If he was spaded, he could outrun me. The Panther is very fast, but against a fully engine done up Sherman Jumbo, it isn't going to work. as we can tell. Straight for the back of the turret, third kill. And the reason why I chose to use this replay is because the one that I've already got, and there's a hull break right there, the one that I was planning to use wasn't all that exciting when I looked it over. This one I thought was a lot more exciting. T-34 straight for the front. You can even do that at almost 1.5 kilometers now with the upgrade, or the penetration buffs, which I adore, as you would imagine. And what I didn't know at the time is there is actually a PT-76 who just put a heat FS right through my engine. First of all, buddy, bit overkill. You could have killed me with APHE from the side. Second of all, you're a knob because I can no longer shoot you. Now obviously this was before the time when we could move with a knackered engine, so I have to sit here and repair the engine fully. I know, we're going that far back. Next thing you know, I'll start running videos from like 3 years ago when I was a complete noob. Unfortunately, that's not able to be done. If it was, I would gladly show you some of my crap replays from when I was a noob. The PT now gets taken out. And obviously now the engine is back up to full power. Of course, the appropriately named Lord Dickhead in his comet is still alive, which I find hilarious. I mean, his name's hilarious as it is. But, I mean, the Comet's a pretty good tank. I'm not gonna lie, I do like the tank, it's just the team's of shit half the time. There's a KV-1 over there, which has just been taken out by Lord Dickhead. Thank you very much, sir. And now begin loading anti-Tiger rounds, just to be sure. Because I know for a fact there is a Hetzer up here. Now, before the time of the penetration, of the lack of penetration, you couldn't do this with the stock round. Well, you could do the lower glacis, but you wouldn't do anything other than take out the transmission. You would have no hope of going through him with APCBC from the front on the upper glacis. I could have killed him with APCBC, but I'm nice. Secretly, the AP at this time could go through the transmission and the lower glacis if it wanted to. You had to be at 100 meters range in order to do it. But otherwise, you couldn't do it with APCBC. You could only destroy the transmission. You wouldn't do any crew damage during this time. Nowadays, obviously, it is the other way around. So obviously, you've seen my opinion video on the penetration buffs way before this video comes out. But yeah, I think some of the penetration buffs need to be reworked. They're just a bit too OTT. I mean, the SA50 with 200mm of pen, that's a bit much. The IS-7 with 300, yeah, get lost. That's just unbalanced as hell. Let me think, what else? The Lorraine with about 200 and something. I can't remember its actual penetration. And yes, I did just shoot through that tree. Environmentalist, don't even think about it. And well, the T-34 can do a lot of things, but gun depression is not one of them. And that is the end of the battle, people. So what did it finally feel like to spade my lovely Jumbo 76? It's a sad time to see her off the channel. I can always bring her back if you wish. She is obviously, well, she was one of the first tanks I brought on the channel. And obviously now that I've spaded it, it's just been a lot of fun, and obviously this tank meant a lot to me. Yeah, in the up tiers it wasn't the best. And even though you had to have APCR to even stand a chance against a 30 and a Tiger 2 80 or Tiger 2 Henschel, she still served me well. And if you guys get her, now that she's been buffed for the AP CBC, I'm sure she'll serve you as well. Anyway, that's it for today, and I will catch you all on the next one.